How's it going, guys? I just wanted to come on here and let you know, if you are new to these videos, there are spoilers for Broadchurch, everything that happens in Broadchurch, all endings of Broadchurch, literally anything that happens in Broadchurch throughout the whole series, I do talk about throughout this reaction to Gracepoint. So, if you haven't seen Broadchurch, this is a final spoiler warning, guys. Jump off now, but otherwise, hope you enjoy the reaction. Wait, is that supposed to be Danny? No, that's Tom, right? Oh! Is this like almost retracing this?
See how long this takes. Be as precise as we can be.
Oh! They're replicating the
smaller our window for the murder.
Yeah, the radius of how far he probably would have gone on the skateboard.
Forensics get anything off it? No, it got soaked in the bottom of the kayak. No data, no text.
Wow,
no
so everything's gone from the phone.
Database, Jack and Mark's. I always thought that Danny had a smartphone because Tom was constantly complaining that Danny's phone was better than his.
Oh, so the smartphone was bought
on his own?
I see.
He did all that cash
so that's the original phone that he was supposed to have.
I'll give you 200 cash. It might come in useful with your mom.
Wow. Well, I always thought she was sleeping with him, obviously, to get into the case, but gosh. Sorry, guys, it's very hot. Give me a second.
Are you still attracted to me?
Of course I am.
Not of course. You slept with someone else. Why?
What's the actual logic? Let's be honest.
While you were out enjoying your surprise, our son died.
You don't think I'm gonna spend the rest of my life knowing that?
So they did this in Broadchurch. They just blame each other round and round and round again. And from memory, it actually ends up affecting Mark more than Beth.
I'm pregnant.
She has another baby. That's the same plotline too.
Well, you have to keep it.
I don't have to do anything.
Whoa. Bro. Imagine being like, I know about you and Gemma Fisher, and then being like, I'm pregnant. Like, the mixed emotions, and him being like, oh, well, you gotta keep it. And she's like, I didn't have to do anything. Imagine that. What happened?
This is not what we wrote.
And it was changed. That's right. Oh.
You know Jack's not.
I didn't write that.
Your name's right here, Owen.
I know, but the entire article's rewritten. It's amped up. That's not the version we submitted. We submitted something else last night. I can show you.
And I bet you what's-the-name knew about it this whole time, or something close to it. So, same plot, media are assholes. Long story short, and we've got to put up this again now. Like I said, it's going to be the same plot. Like, I'll be very surprised, right? So, if they were to change the whole Jack thing, I would be shocked, because I know it's heading exactly the same direction. That's the thing that I'm noticing is, like, I don't know how much it will deviate, but I know it will deviate at least in a plot. So, like, for all I know, every single plot is the same, other than why the killer did what they did. That's for all I know, right? Now, the thing is, right, the whole Jack thing I think is going to be exactly the same. I think he will end up committing suicide to protect people that he's close to, his old partner, and da-da-da-da-da. I think it will be a matter of doing that, and it'll lead down the same avenue, and then it will sort of reset us to square one again to figure out what is going on. Now, there aren't a lot of avenues other than that we can really talk about. I think the only other sort of major thing that's going on as we speak is the conflict between Beth and Mark, which once again, I'm frustrated that we're not getting to see a follow-up on. Like, we'll get to the end of the series and there will be some sort of happier moment. But when the damage hit, it wasn't like, you know, it was season 1, but you don't see like any sort of development of the damage or the healing or whatever, which is really, really frustrating. I was really hoping we would see that, and I'm just gutted that it's going to be ending after one season. Like, I know, like, I've already seen Broadchurch, so realistically, where would they go beyond this point? So it's not like I haven't seen what happens next, so I'm not like sitting here crying about it, if you know what I'm trying to say. I'll just go watch Broadchurch season 2 and 3, but it's just, I wish that this got the chance to see a second season, because there's so many things they could have done as well. Like, they could have just replicated season 1 and then majorly deviated season 2. Like, there's been reference to season 2's case, but nothing solid. Nothing that you think, oh my god, that's exactly the same as Broadchurch. So they could have gone literally anywhere they wanted.
If you felt like helping me out a little.
That's right. She asked for the money.
You're unbelievable.
And she claims she knows something about the case.
I don't know why I even bothered to stop by.
I saw something else.
You see, so there's that exact same plot. I thought it's not deviating as much as I thought.
The night that Danny was killed.
Exactly the same.
You
But
don't
she
even
was
know
genuine
when
though.
it
She was
was.
being honest. blackmails her sister.
You lend me $1,000, I will.
Wow.
You need professional help, Sarah.
Off she goes.
There's no real evidence yet.
So we're just gonna wait around until he does it again.
Yeah, there you go,
He
Mark.
hurt some other
Yes.
kid. How's that gonna feel?
You don't know
You don't
what the
think I thought
picture is
about
until
this?
it's painted.
About him? About anyone else in this town? You do what you want to do. Just please stop hounding me.
Yeah. Gosh almighty, man.
You still giving the priest a hard time?
No alibi, insomniac, close contact with kids through the
Look,
Sunday
Alec's
school. Plus there's a
realistic. That's
straight
the
view
problem. You know what
from
the problem is,
rectory to the
right?
salon.
Alec is realistic with looking into people. Yeah, you may think he's a bit over intense and maybe he pressures people too much and does this, that, the other. He is realistic about the way he does it. Everyone's a suspect. Innocent or proven guilty. Da-de-da-de-da, you know? Now, I'm curious to know, are they going to try and incorporate some sort of plot line from higher-ups to sort of say, we've got the person, solved the case, done and dusted. We saw that plot line similarly in The Killing. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it again. I can't remember very much about Broadchurch in terms of like that side of things. But yeah, the pressure is on.
Beth?
Beth, hi.
Hey.
Oh, here we go.
Hi, what can I help you with?
And she smashes stuff.
Hey.
Oh.
You come near my family again. I swear to God, Gemma, I swear to God.
Oh.
You have your partner. Tell her nephew he better watch himself.
Oh, here's a plot line.
Told you to stay away from me.
I don't think we got. We didn't get. I don't know.
Whoa!
Jack put his hand on my back once. I knocked it off. Told him leave me alone.
He put his hand on you once or more than once?
It's so like I can't remember. I can't remember if it was like majorly
Hey,
associated
look, I
or
want them
anything.
to catch whoever did this to Danny. All right.
He never put his hands on me.
Show him.
Let me get some sort of photos.
3 guys who were in wildlife with me.
You can handle this one on your own.
Another ball in the globe, some more cash. You don't want that?
No, not like this.
I'm out. Come on, my guy.
You didn't fail him. Okay, you are a wonderful mother. Wonderful woman.
Yeah, of course he would think that. Yeah, see, link to child abuser, link this, link that, link the other. What's he gonna do?
You're just hoping that I'll snap, say something you want me to say.
You're asking for help, but you won't talk to us.
That's what I'm saying. He just needs to say something. Talk. Talk, please, because then it will at least level the idea of what's going on. Be so secretive. Talk about your
I
partner.
was a piano teacher.
See, here we go.
She was one of my students.
Isn't there like 5 years difference or something?
You guys can fill in the gaps. She was 16 and 11 months.
16 and 11 months.
4 more weeks and we'd have been fine.
Why didn't you tell
That's how
us this
close it
earlier?
is.
Because it is none of your business.
This is what annoys me about this, right? Like, it's none of their business. It kind of is when it's connected to a case. I know it sounds annoying and like, yes, it's your private life, but when there's a case like this, your private life isn't your private life. If you're a suspect, it's not, and you just have to live with it, because if your best interest is in looking and finding the killer who did this, you will just say what needs to be said. You would do it, right? Obviously, he's worried about how it could affect his reputation, his life, and this and the other, and now it permanently has stained him. I don't know, like, I can understand the hesitation, but at the same time, it almost seems angry and bitter with the police, and I can understand maybe why for what he went through. Like, that's crazy, like four weeks away and it would have been legal, whatever. I still get a bit weirded out when I hear that though. Like, he must have been, what, like almost 20 something, 30 something, like quite a lot older, you know, and I just find it a little bit weird to think about. But anyway, it is what it is. We knew it's the same plot. He is guilty, but he wasn't like in the generic sense. Like, it's not like he's a pedophile. Like, this was one thing that he fell in love with this lady, and not to mention, I'm pretty sure in Broadchurch they sort of say what happened to the girl. He said, I married her. So yeah, so like I said, it's the wrong avenue to be looking down, and I think Alec and Ellie are going to start realizing that, but it's too late.
I married her.
You see, they're married. And that's what, do you see what I mean?
18.
Do you see what I mean? So it's not really as guilty as you think.
You can take him for a walk sometime if you want.
Really?
Sure.
I remember
Let's
hearing
try
that
it
and
on
thinking
the
it
right.
sounded really creepy, you
Anytime.
know? But it almost felt... Does it turn out into being genuine? I'm pretty sure it did. Like, it would never had any, like, malice to it or anything. Like, she literally just wanted to return the skateboard and this, that, the other. It was never, like, gross.
So you're up, buds.
All found within a
And
few
that's
feet of Dan's
Susan.
body.
So it's the same thing again.
They'd have been there a couple
She
hours
saw his
earlier,
body, she took the
would've washed away at
skateboards.
high tide.
Da-di-da-di-da-di-da, yeah.
They were left there that morning.
What's the problem? You forget what it looks like?
It's not here.
And it was... Oh, that's right. It was connected.
When did you last see the boat?
7, 8 weeks ago.
And so you go straight to the police, you know, straight to them.
Like Dad
That's why I
always
never
did.
suspected this
By the way,
guy
it
either.
wasn't insured, so what happens if it's the boat that burned?
Yeah, what does happen? Well, at least that then connects to people that they must have at least somewhat known.
I didn't know if I should come, but a bunch of people are headed over to Jack's house. Vince
I
is
don't
rounding
know.
up the lynch-
Oh, this is the same thing. And when he goes and sees him, and then he's like, "There's not too much difference to you." It is literally the same. It's literally the same.
Why don't you put your hands on me, huh?
Put your hands on me! Get off! Back told me to handle it, not handle it! Back off!
You see, come on, Mark. Come on.
She was 16, the same age as Beth when you got her pregnant.
You see? That's exactly what I'm talking about, and then he can understand it.
Mark, we got married. Marky died at 9 years old.
Yeah.
He was in a car accident.
So there is the whole car accident plot as well.
We tried to
Gosh
prevent it.
almighty. I mean, he does end up killing himself because he doesn't want them to be affected by this, doesn't he? Doesn't he?
I would never, ever hurt Danny.
And he didn't. That's the thing.
No parent should ever outlive their child.
They're both, that's the thing, they've both been through more than you think.
I mean, the people have made up their minds about you. If you want to be safe, move far, far away from here.
I never liked watching that scene because I knew that it was just cruel.
Well, we got
Doesn't he ask her on a
molding,
date or
it's looking
something?
likely.
Really?
Is it?
Still need to confirm, but with Danny's blood on the burn one, if it is a match...
I swear he asked her out and then she goes to
Step
Alec and
away.
goes,
You feel like grabbing a drink?
what did I just say?
What do you mean? Just you and me?
I'm married.
Hugo, I'm married.
You want anything? A cup of coffee?
No, I'm good. I'm good on coffee, thanks.
They would have just a plate of donuts in America, wouldn't they?
Our burned boat, it belonged to my brother-in-law, Owen's dad.
Brother-in-law, which means that is her husband's brother, which means her husband's brother has a direct connection to the boat, which means we need to investigate Joe. But they don't see it, do they? That's the thing, they don't see it.
Would you mind asking Hugo for me?
Why?
He actually just made a pass at me.
Why would he do that?
Thank you very much.
You're married.
I know.
Why would he do that?
Feeling like a crime scene investigator could be interesting.
Oh.
What?
Used to having their hands everywhere.
Okay, that's gross.
Gross. Yeah, literally
That's
gross.
so gross.
Wow,
That is
shut
nasty.
up.
What if we don't close this case?
We will.
But you didn't in Rosemont.
Oh, see, the thing is, right, I'm not going to pay too much attention to little remarks like that because I know we're not going to get,
How long have you been waiting to bring
you know, a follow-up to it.
I haven't been waiting. They're my friends. I can't let them down.
We won't.
So they're both looking at baby photos. Thank goodness. What the hell is going on right now? Did someone just break into his... Oh wait, no, doesn't he go outside and there's like graffiti and newspapers and... Look what it says. I think in Broadchurch they showed like he was getting like people badgering him, but he read a newspaper in it, and then he thought to himself, because it brought in his family or something, and it said something about his family. He's like, so he just killed himself.
So would you like to relax a bit with me here tonight?
God, no.
Oh.
That
Oh,
didn't
God, no.
come out
No,
the
no.
way I wanted that to come out.
I
What
misunderstood.
meant is
That's
that
okay.
I wouldn't want to worry.
Worried about?
Worry that you passed out on me.
Oh gosh.
Hey.
Bro, poor Alec, man. See? Exactly as we thought. It hasn't deviated really, unless it's next episode. I feel like I speak about that way too much. Just need to assume that it's not going to deviate at all. See, here we go. We have one entity to blame for that, and that is media. Media. Okay guys, that is the end of episode 6 of Gracepoint, and I don't have a lot to say because I said at the end of the start of this reaction, or the end of the reaction, when I sort of said that would happen to Jack, it basically feels more like a blank slate again. Like you sort of have like sections of the episodes and reactions, and you've got like what happened with Mark. You think, oh my god, he's a suspect. No, he's not. So he's not guilty. Move on. Clear his name. And you've got the thing with Jack. Oh my god, he's not suspect. He's not guilty. Moving on. Clear his name. Well, we can't really clear his name because now obviously we know what happened to him. And then we move on to the next phase, which from memory looks a little bit into Nigel, or I can't remember his name in the show. I think, is it Nigel still? Mark's work partner. It goes into him, and that he was seen here, he was seen there, and we start looking in the wrong direction again because once again it's not him. So the point is that we're going to go into the next phase now, and I do believe there's going to be this phase, another phase, and then the phase after. So 2 phases left before we finish this show, and I think we've got, what's that, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 episodes left to go to figure out who did this and figure out what changes, if anything changes significantly. To be honest, I did expect it to deviate a bit more, but like I said, I think I may be overestimating how much it does. And like I said in that reaction, maybe it's literally just the motive or the way they did it, or how it happened, and all that kind of thing, guys. I've already gone over my theories, I've already gone over story directions that I may have taken, but ultimately it could be identical. I don't know. But yeah, as for what next, guys, I think the most important thing now in this case is to just restart, man. Reset. We've now got the boat, and we know that connects to Ellie. I think that's the biggest lead as of right now, is the fact that we have a boat. It connects to Ellie's partner-in-law, and then surely we look at that and we go, who else has access? And then you start looking into Joe. But the problem is, I don't think it's going to be that simple, whether we're going to look into him at all, because, you know, obviously, if we do look into Joe, it's going to be very one-sided. It's going to be Alec trying to do it, and Ellie, she wouldn't even consider it. So in Broadchurch, you sort of see Alec, he sort of starts realizing, he goes, oh my god, like he was emailing Joe, and he had this and he had that and the other, and then he goes against Ellie's back, behind her back, to investigate it, to lay it down as easy as possible without Ellie investigating this herself, you know. And then he realizes as well that this needs to be done properly, otherwise really bad things can happen, and with the case and all, and like we see does happen season 2, but he goes and does it himself and goes after Joe. So that is what we will expect, I imagine, in the next 2 episodes, following up those leads and seeing where they take us. And yeah, as for, like, I think maybe now is a good time to just sort of let you know, like, generally what I think. I'm sorry, first and foremost, if these reactions do come across as maybe quite repetitive or quite bland, and I didn't take on this reaction series expecting it to be shocking and amazing or the most viewed or any of that, guys, because it is literally a thought comparison process between Broadchurch and Gracepoint, and I don't think that's as interesting as a reaction, but ultimately I have seen some differences. I think the pacing's very different. I think this feels a little bit faster at some points, a little bit slower at other points. There are very, very slight story differences, some that I actually prefer. I prefer the idea of the mode or the cause of death. I prefer the whole situation with Paul and the connection with the baby. I prefer the notion of where this could lead in terms of story differences. I honestly believe that in terms of music and filming and the way they shoot it and the actors are way better in Broadchurch. But then again, I think as a plot, this has a lot of improvements. I think personally, maybe that's just me, I think there are a lot of things that almost cover up plot holes slightly. I've already gone over those, so I won't go over those again for you guys. I won't waste that time, but at the end of the day, in terms of as a whole, I prefer Broadchurch, but the finer details that I'm noticing with the story, I don't want to say I prefer Gracepoint, but I'd almost like a mergence of the two. But yeah, anyway, I think I'm going to leave that there. I don't think I've got anything else to say. If you enjoyed this video, as ever, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for new content every single week. And as ever, let me know down below what you thought of the episode, guys. Get some discussion going. And of course, don't forget to follow that Instagram, guys, British Chap with 2Ps. The link is in the description below. Anyway, guys, as ever, this has been your boy, British Chap. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.